Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night, giving you yet another update. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation about this case. People saying she was arrested, not arrested, unfalsified reports, salacious rumors, all kind of stuff that has been going on, and I talked about it to y'all in previous videos. Now, today, it seems as though the reporter who has been giving a direct reporting from Mexico is now officially reporting that Shanquila's assailant has been arrested. Now, there were several bloggers who ran with a story over the weekend saying she was arrested and she had not yet been arrested. But the reporter in Mexico who has been releasing the police reports, releasing different information in the case, has now yet said that she has officially been arrested. Now, the reporter who has been also reporting on this, he also gave some information to some bloggers, and some of the information seems questionable, as the parents don't even think that it's valid that he has released in it. So I'm just going to say according to him. Okay, according to him, because some of the information that he himself has released to bloggers has been a little bit questionable. But I will read the report to you guys and bring you guys up to speed on the goings-ons that's going on. But before I do that, I want to let you guys know that it is, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week, all those good things like that. And over on my website, the reason why you see me in my bonnet and my robe is because I have an amazing sale going on my website. Okay, and you can get 50% off of lingerie and pajamas with the code Cyber Week. Okay, so if you type in the code Cyber Week, you can get 50% off on pajamas and lingerie. And that is while supplies last. I just added this robe to the collection. That the adult goodies are still available on my website. However, they are not on sale, period. But you can go and get all of those things at www.neekatnight.com. Now, don't go tell Monique I'm outside, okay, on the internet in a bonnet, child, because I do not need her judgment. I'm trying to make a living, period. So anyways, going forward, let me pull up this report and read it to y'all and bring you guys up to speed on what is being reported as of today. So this is the report right here. And as you can see, it says breaking news. Daejanae Jackson was arrested in the United States. Okay, it has her photo, says that period, point blank, she is arrested, out of here, finito, about to go and see and F around and find out what happens when you break the law in Mexico, child. So in this article, it says, during the night of November 28th, Daejanae was arrested by Interpol agents after a controlled judge issued an arrest warrant against her for the crime of femicide of Shanquila Robinson's murder on October 29th in the Cabos Villa complex in the tourist destination. Daejanae Jackson was placed in federal custody, waiting for her to begin her extradition process to Mexico, where she will be formally accused of the femicide of the 25-year-old businesswoman. The extradition process took between 1 and 2 weeks, resulting from the procedure that the Attorney General Office of Justice carried out in the Attorney General Office of the Republic and in turn to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico. The Attorney General Office of the state of Baja California managed to prove that the woman who appears in the video attacking Shanquila Robinson is precisely Daejanae, as reported. Okay? And it is stating that she is the one arrested. Now, I seen a lot of YouTubers hustling y'all for views over the weekend. There was people saying that there was a second video that the FBI had. All of these things to pimp y'all for views, making y'all think that y'all got new information. From my understanding, the video that the FBI has in their possession is the video that we've all seen on the internet. Now, a lot of clickbait titles get y'all to click, get them, views running up. And I mean, shout out to them. I guess they got to feed their kids for Christmas. Okay. They've been pimping y'all good and under the guise of acting like they so concerned about this. And I'm like, child, pimp hand is strong. So from my understanding, it is, I don't believe that it's the second video. It's the video that we've seen that they have determined to be Daejanae as the person who is involved in this. And that is the video that is going to be the determining factor on what actually led to her demise, all that happened. Now, although the allegation of Winter that has not been confirmed is alleged, and it is a rumor until anybody sees a video. There's no video that anybody has seen. It's a rumor. Is it a possibility that more happened, like the allegation that Winter jumped in or something like that? It's possible, you know, and we will get to the bottom of it once this girl gets into custody and the other people start being interviewed. We'll get closer to the truth and get more factual information now that she has to figure out, damn, what is my life gonna look like behind bars in this Mexican jail? Not too pretty, and I might want to get a lighter sentence if possible by ringing the troops on in. It's very possible, and you know, we shall see. Now, in the midst of the reporting, again, a lot of people have been pimping y'all for views and reporting false allegations. Tamika Mallory had went on the Roland Martin talk show, and while she was on the Roland Martin talk show, she dispelled a lot of the rumors. She dispelled the rumor of the $10,000 that was allegedly stole from Shanquila. She dispelled the rumor of the Instagram account that was alleged to be the mom's. She dispelled a lot of rumors that had been going all across social media. Now, if you guys don't know who Tamika Mallory is, she's an activist, and she talks about Black issues. She does like protests, and she is hands-on with a lot of victims of, you know, violence towards African Americans or African American on African American violence. And she has been on the front lines trying to, you know, get justice. Now, somebody in the chat said they don't trust Tamika now. Hey, I don't know what her motives are, but hey, that's what she been doing, child. So in the midst of her doing what she been doing, whether you trust her, don't trust her, she has been in contact with the family. She talked about how the father, he was very prideful, and he's like, listen, my daughter already got her funeral paid for. Everything is already paid for. I don't need no money from nobody. Tamika talks about how she convinced him to open up the GoFundMe because they're going to need funds to go back and forth from America to Mexico to see out this trial through and through. And that's going to be pretty hefty. There's going to be also other expenses. So, from that, she was able to convince them to open up the GoFundMe, and that is the GoFundMe where Kyrie Irving had donated the money, and the T-Mobile guy had donated money, and there were several people who had donated money. Within her getting them to, you know, do the GoFundMe and working hand in hand, she was able to question them about some of the rumors. She talked about the rumor of the $10,000. She talked about, you know, some of those things. So I'm going to play a quick clip of that. It is also posted on my Instagram, but if you want to see the full thing, she did Roland Martin, I want to say like a week ago, and then we're going to get into more of the goings-ons that's going on.
But also, they started Instagram pages in her mother's name, in Salamandra, Robinson. They started an Instagram page and have been sharing information that is actually has not been confirmed at this point, which is that the friend stole $10,000 from Shanquila since she died. They don't know that. The family does not know that. Also, we saw swirling that the woman attacking Shanquila is actually a trans woman. We don't know that at all. In fact, Tequila, when I spoke with her, she doesn't believe that that's accurate. So, you know, there's information out there that people will share for whatever reason, whether it's clickbait and or to actually steal resources from this family. It sounds like something that's so horrific, but people do it. And, you know, folks should just be real careful. I'm going to post the actual pages of her family and make sure that people have the pages that they should be following. And as you said, this particular GoFundMe that was started by Quilla Long is the official page, the official GoFundMe for her family.
Okay. She talked about also, in addition, how people made up fake GoFundMe accounts to try to get money from this. She talked about all kind of different rumors that was going on. Now, there was also a woman who was alleging to be Shanquila's cousin. She was going on Bigo. She was going on TikTok. She was going on all of these platforms, clout chasing, trying to portray that she was Shanquila's cousin, and she was spreading salacious lies as well. All of these bloggers was picking it up and all of that, and the family confirmed they don't know this cuckoo bird. They don't know her. She's not family. She's not a cousin or anything. And a lot of the rumors that a lot of the bloggers was pulling up was from this fake alleged cousin, this fake profile of an Instagram page, and all of these bloggers was just spreading it like wildfire. So I wanted to just bring that to you guys because I think that that's pretty sick. If you guys are that bored with life that you have to make up that you are related to somebody, if you are that desperate for attention, that is sad, sick, and I don't even know what else. That is just, I don't even know the words, because I can't even imagine a family going through a horrible tragedy that they're trying to find answers from what happened to their daughter, and some sick individual says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a fake Instagram page and I'm going to pretend to be her mama and I'm going to just put out rumors. And then another sick person says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to act like I'm her cousin so I can make the story more juicier, and I'm going to spread rumors. That is sick. That is so sick. Like, I don't understand, like, how people could be so sick. And it's sad because it's so hard to know. And I'm not going to fault all the other bloggers who have shared it, because there's no actual way, unless we go down the rabbit hole, see the family tree, see, you know what I'm saying? It's no way to really, is that really the cousin? I got cousins and cousins and cousins and cousins to where, you know what I'm saying? Just because they're not on my Instagram don't mean they're not my cousin. Because, you know what I'm saying? I got cousins who are my cousins who, I don't post pictures with them or, and things like that. So it's just very sad that people have to make these rumors up. I'm going to play a little bit of what the NC Beat had to say about the cousin. And then I'm going to show you guys what is being covered currently.
Shanquila's death is just devastating for anybody. Another thing, the girl that's running around talking about she's Shanquila's cousin, and she's not nobody to the family. The family don't even know who she is. Mr. Bernard said, "Girl, I don't even know who she is. I saw it on TikTok." I'm saying here, like, I don't even know who she is. The mama don't know who she is. They have a small family. I mean, everybody in the family know everybody. They do not know who this girl is. Okay.
All right. And so in the beginning of it, he was talking about the people false reporting the arrest. This was the 25th. Now it's the 29th. So it's totally different now. It is more confirmation as the guy is live with
falleció entre las 7 de la mañana y las 12 del día. La doctora le llamaron a las 2:13, pero ella fue hasta las 3:15 de la tarde. O sea, tuvieron Desde el ataque tuvieron más de...
All right, so what you're looking at now is a live interview of the NC Beat with the journalist who has reported that Daejanae is arrested. So he reported that as of today and last night, she has been arrested. The North Carolina Beat is live talking to him right now, and he is giving more details as to what happened. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play a little bit of it, and then you guys can head over there and watch the rest live.
He says basically they had 5 hours to come up with whatever they were going to tell, and that's where they had come up with the story or manufacture the story of the intoxication, the alcohol poisoning, or whatever that was. So it was 5 hours that they had to come up with that story.
Okay, got you. Thank you so much, Mr. Zuniga, for clearing that up.
Gracias por la clarificación.
Now, Mr. Zuniga, I want to talk a little bit about
my dogs in the way.
Because I'm not going to keep them long. But I want to ask these other questions, and some of them he's already answered. Mr. Zuniga, I want to talk about this doctor, this police officer, and this person from the PGJE. Can you tell them that?
Okay. I'm sorry, I had these folks here.
You want me to repeat it?
Repeat it, please.
Okay, yeah. So tell Mr. Zuniga, I want to talk about the doctor in the room, the police officers, and the person at the PGJE that he spoke of in his article. That's what I want to
hablar del doctor, la policía y la persona que dice del PJGE que menciona usted en el reporte.
CPR.
CPR? No. You said PJE.
No, PGJE.
PGJE. No sé, usted
reporta. La PGJE son las iniciales de la Fiscalía, Procuraduría General de Justicia del Estado.
Those are the initials to the district. ¿De quién? Disculpe.
De la Fiscalía.
The district, the attorney.
The district attorneys.
Yes.
Okay, right. So I want to talk about that. So I saw, Mr. Zuniga, in your article where you refer to the police officers as the first responders. And I want to know, did the police arrive after the doctor who treated her and pronounced her dead at 5:57? Did they arrive after she was pronounced dead by Carolina Patrice, the doctor, or was they already there while she was treating Shanquila?
De acuerdo al reporte que usted había puesto, había indicado de que habían anunciado que ella había fallecido a las 3, que era a las 3:56. Entonces él quiere saber si la policía llegó después de que ella había documentado que ella había fallecido.
Es correcto, la policía llegó después de que ella ya había fallecido. Llega junto con la doctora. La doctora llega y luego llega una ambulancia de la Cruz Roja. Pero para entonces ella ya había fallecido.
No, pero la policía, cuando ellos llegaron, la policía llegó después de que la doctora había pronunciado que ya había fallecido Shanquila.
Sí, llegó
Los primeros.
Llegó cuando a ellos les avisan que estaba una persona con problemas en la villa. Entonces ellos va la doctora, y ya cuando la doctora ingresa a la villa, a la casa o donde estaban ellos hospedados, hace la revisión. Ya cuando sale, ahí está la policía. y ya ellos interrogan a la doctora y la doctora les dice lo que pasó. Y es ahí donde ellos hacen su reporte que le entregan al Ministerio Público de lo que ellos recolectaron de información y se lo entregan para decirle pues que ahí está lo que la doctora dijo.
Okay, so the first responders came at the same time when the doctor got there.
Okay.
But it was after the doctor had pronounced it was when she reported to the police, to the first responders, as to the police interrogated the doctor, and that's when she gave them the report as to what had happened.
Okay, that answers that.
So the ambulance, so it was the doctor first had arrived with the police shortly after, which is the ambulance, the Red Cross. And then after she had pronounced her dead was when the police then took the reporter, interrogated her.
Okay. So again, I'm just trying to get an understanding myself. So Mrs. Zuniga, when the doctor arrived, the police arrived with her. So was the police not watching everything that was transpiring? Were they standing outside? I mean,
Él quiere saber cuando llegó el doctor y llegó la policía se quedó afuera o ellos no estaban viendo lo que estaba pasando.
No, la policía se queda afuera en resguardo, no puede entrar porque son primeros respondientes, pero estaban platicando con los amigos de Shanquila, estaban ahí con ellos esperando que saliera la doctora.
So no, they are first responders, but they were outside. They could not come in. They were outside talking to Shanquila's friends. They didn't come in until after the doctor said it was okay to come in.
Únicamente entró el paramédico que iba de la Cruz Roja y ella.
Only the paramedics from the Red Cross and the doctor went in.
Okay, so that makes sense. And I hope Mr. Bernard is watching because he was told that Khalil had called and stated that they were making him step outside. Okay. So,
él dice que ojalá que el señor Bernard, que es el papá de Shanquila, esté viendo porque Khalil Cook le había informado a los papás de que estaban haciendo el intento de suicidarla y él estaba afuera.
Lo que dijo el amigo de Shanquila, Kelly Q, fueron puras mentiras lo que le hablaron a la familia. Realmente todo lo que ellos dijeron cuando hablaron a Estados Unidos fue solamente mentiras lo que contaron para que no los culparan de este homicidio o este feminicidio. Entonces trajeron a la familia con puras mentiras y con puras cosas que inventaron ellos, que no pasaron y que se comprobaron ahora que la fiscalía hizo la investigación y obtuvo elementos científicos. Incluso se hablaba de un pleito, de que hubo un pleito y descartar.
All right, so while he talks in Spanish, a lot of y'all are coming on late and asking what's going on. Basically, the North Carolina beat is asking this guy who is in Mexico reporting questions. This woman up top, she's translating what he's saying. They're very long-winded in between, so it's kind of hard to follow. I would have if I was the interviewer, probably said, ask something small, then build as you go. Not ask a long question, but just build as you go. But hold on, let me see what she's saying.
Occurred. Also, they had mentioned that there had been an altercation, and after the police came in, the investigators came in, they took fingerprints and they took the scene of the accident. There was no proof. There was nothing that indicated that there had been any type of fight, as they had indicated, as the friends had indicated. So after the forensics and all the investigation that they did inside the bedroom, there was no signs of any other altercation.
Todo ese trabajo se hizo en la recámara, se hizo en el baño, se hizo en la sala, se hizo afuera. Revisaron todo y no encontraron nada que indicara eso.
The forensics were done inside the restroom, the living room, the bedroom, outside, throughout, and there was no signs of it, of any alcohol.
Signs of a fight. Okay, so Mrs. Zuniga, I want to ask you, the friends could not come inside while the medics were inside working. So at what point did the doctor, Carolina Beatrice, tell the friends that they needed to get Shanquila to the hospital? Did she go outside and tell them? Did she call them in at that point?
Ok, entonces la doctora no permitió que entraran los amigos de Shanquila. Entonces, ¿a qué momento fue cuando ella les avisó de que Shanquila necesitaba que ir al hospital? ¿Les llamó ellos para adentro o ella salió para afuera?
Ella salió para afuera para avisarles que ocupaban una ambulancia. Inicialmente ellos se negaron, no querían que fuera ella a un hospital, quería que la atendieran ahí. Por eso se tarda más tiempo, pero ellos ya sabían que estaba muerta. Entonces hacen el intento, la doctora hace el intento, pero obviamente no podría revivir una persona fallecida. Entonces...
permítame. So she went outside and informed them that she needed to get her to the hospital, and they denied. They wanted her to be treated there, so they insisted that she be treated there, but they already knew that she was dead.
They already knew she was dead.
Entonces, ya que pasa eso, ella sale y les dice pues que tienen que llevar una ambulancia, y es cuando Donovan hace la llamada y solicita la ambulancia. Pero cuando llega la ambulancia, ya está la declararon muerta como a las 5:57 de la tarde, más o menos.
Okay, so then she insisted, Donovan insisted of not, the doctor insisted of calling the ambulance, and that's when Winter Donovan had made that phone call. But she had already been dead, so they declared her dead at 5:57
más o menos.
5:57 was when she had been declared dead.
Okay. Now, I want to, I don't want to ask this question. Okay, so the friends were outside being questioned by the police. She went out there and informed them. Now, Mr. Zuniga, from your because I'm trying my best not to go outside of your expertise. You know, it's a lot of things that as investigative journalists and bloggers, we really don't know.
A lot of those things, because it's a translator, you kind of keep it short with like telling him so much, like.
And knowing that the Cabo Six knew that Shanquila was already dead, did your sources give you any indication of why they denied having her be transported to the hospital? We knew they killed her, or they knew she was dead. But do you have any information as to why they said no? We don't want her to be transported, treat her here, other than.
De acuerdo de la investigación que usted hizo, señor Zuniga, y él no quiere, ¿verdad? No, dice que es muy difícil hacer la pregunta, pero si los amigos, ellos ya sabían que ella había fallecido, sus contactos no saben por qué no querían no querían transportarla, o por qué era la razón que no querían transportarla, si ellos ya sabían que ella había fallecido.
Porque al llevarla... Al llevarla a un hospital y hacerle una revisión más con aparatos y con más doctores, se iban a dar cuenta que estaba golpeada, que estaba quebrada de la espalda, que estaba quebrada. Entonces ellos no querían eso. ¿Por qué? Porque se iban a dar cuenta, entonces iban a empezar las investigaciones. ¿Qué pasa? Que ellos al día siguiente se van, todos se van. Y tenían un día más en la villa, y sin embargo al día siguiente la agarran sus cosas y se van, abandonan la villa.
So the reason why is because if they would have taken Shanquila to the hospital with with the hospital having more people involved, with having to check her, and they would determine that she was dead and that she had been beaten up, then they would have to, be more involved. So he says they left the villa the following day. They had another day scheduled to stay in the villa, and they left a day early. So other than that, they felt that they had left because they did not want to be questioned to further on find out that she had been beaten up.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much for answering that question.
All right. Some of this stuff sounds like speculation that the Geraldo guy, Zuniga, has. It doesn't sound like facts. It sounds like he's like thinking like, okay, well, this is probably what they were thinking. This is probably why they did this or that. Some of it sounds like speculation. To those of you guys asking what is up with the robe and the bonnet, this is items that you can find on my website. www.neekatnight.com is currently having a Cyber Week sale. Now you can go to my website and get 50% off on lingerie and pajamas. Okay, this is a lingerie item. I got a cute little teddy on underneath. Okay, and you can get 50% off on several other items on my website if you put in the code Cyber Week. Now, if you go on over to my website, I also, in addition, have adult goodies. I also have all kind of different things, and I have this in other colors. I have this particular robe. The only this is not a silk bonnet. This is a polyester bonnet, and this is a silk robe. So it's not the same materials, but it still looks damn good together. This is the only two that I have like that are matching colors. But I do have this robe in other colors. I have a burgundy color in this robe, and I also have a black color in this robe as well as these earrings. So I have a bunch of cute earrings that you can find exclusively on my website as well. So you can get this full look on www.neek. Okay, my bad. I'm just saying, y'all keep on asking me about the outfit, girl. I'm go promote, but I don't want to do too much of his thing. I'm gonna play a little bit more, then we go be out. Then y'all can watch it on his page.
With CPR until the ambulance arrived. Do you know the name of that friend?
En tu reporte tú habías dicho que a uno de los amigos un amigo de Shanquila que había ayudado con el CPR. ¿Tú sabes cuál era el amigo que había ayudado?
Do they know the friend who performed CPR?
No fue un amigo, fue el paramédico. El paramédico de la Cruz Roja.
It wasn't a friend, it was a paramedic from the Red Cross.
So, ask him this. Mr. Zuniga, did you see a video of one of the so-called friends that told his side of what happened?
Señor Zuniga, ¿usted ha visto el video del amigo supuestamente de Shanquila que puso en las redes sociales que él está explicando lo que había pasado?
No lo conozco.
Child, not somebody annoyed that I advertised. So there, I'm going to advertise again and annoy you again, period, point blank. Child, if you want to see it without interruption, stop talking about what I'm wearing in the chat. You can find this on my website, www.neekatnight.com. You don't even know what he's saying when he's talking in Spanish anyways. The only time you need to be worried about is when this woman moved her mouth. Because other than that, you don't know what he's talking about anyway.
Gerardo Zuniga, excuse me, he stated that no friend did CPR or assisted in CPR with the doctor, Carolina Beatrice, who had got called there to treat Shanquila for alcohol poisoning. Okay, that's what he stated. Nazir Wiggins said that he assisted. There was no friend that assisted. It was a paramedic. Okay, thank you. Tell him I said thank you so much for answering that question.
Muchas gracias, señor Zuniga, por contestar esa pregunta.
Now, at 5:50, and I want to go to his reporting, Mr. Zuniga. According to your reporting, at 5:57, Dr. Beatrice declared Shanquila dead. At 6:35, the officers that was there, who she had told what was happening, had called the PGJE, correct?
De acuerdo con su reporte, usted ha indicado que Shanquila habían pronunciado que había fallecido a las 5:57 y luego el reporte de la policía y después de las 6 y algo, 6 indicó al departamento del ministro.
Ministerio Público.
Del Ministerio Público. Es correcto, ¿verdad?
Es correcto, ya que la policía declara muerta a Shanquila, le tienen por protocolo que avisar al Ministerio Público para que venga a hacerla, que manden al servicio médico forense para llevar el cuerpo al anfiteatro y ahí en ese lugar hacen la necropsia de ley para determinar las causas de la muerte. Ahí es donde se sabe que Shanquila falleció con las fracturas en la espalda y aquí en la parte del cuello.
So yes, it is protocol that the PGE was notified, and then after that is when she is taken to the morgue, and then after that is when they do the autopsy to determine that she had what the cause of the death was, which was the fractured neck and the other bruises.
Okay.
All right. So to watch the rest of this interview, go on over to Facebook and type in the North Carolina Beat. That is where you will be able to watch the rest of this. If you type in the North Carolina Beat right here, you can see this as it is currently live. They have been streaming for an hour. This is his exclusive, so I'm not going to stream the whole thing. I'm actually even going to edit this down and post. Once I'm done streaming, I'm going to cut out a lot of this because I don't want to, have too much of his exclusive up. But go to the North Carolina Beat on Facebook and you can watch the reporter. Again, he is only a reporter. He wasn't there on the scene. He wasn't, and you have to be able to determine factual information from speculation because a lot of the stuff that he's being asked is speculatory things that he's assuming is the mindset of certain things. Some of the things he's referring to the police report that he revealed and going off of what's reported on the police report. So be able to use your discernment before you spewing factual stuff, okay? And things like that, and be able to determine the two. But go to the North Carolina Beat and you can watch the rest. And on that note, I will stop that part of it and open up the lines for some of you guys to call in and you guys tell me what you think about it. Now, we got about 20 minutes that I'm going to allow you guys to come up. Tell me what you guys think so far. What do you guys think should happen? Do you think that she should be arrested? All should be arrested? What do you guys think the penalty should be? Life, manslaughter, throw the book at her, death penalty? You guys let me know what you guys think. I'm going to give you the link in a second. But in the meantime, the robe that you see me wearing, you can find it on my website at www.neekatnight.com. You can get 50% off this week with the code CYBERWEEK, okay? But let me pull up the StreamYard link because I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to call in. I haven't done a call in a while. So I'm going to allow you guys to call in. Let me pull up the StreamYard for y'all. Child, close. All right, start virtual camera. All right, enter studio. They always trying to update something. Child, if it ain't broke, man. No, I'm just kidding. Some stuff on StreamYard can be fixed, child. All right, boom. Now let me pull up y'all so I could drop the link to y'all. And then I'm going to let y'all call in, child, like that way. All right, boom. Link is in the chat. I'm about to pin it to the top. Okay, and we have 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes. Okay. Again, the materials of this robe, this is a polyester bonnet and this is a silk robe. The materials are not the same, but it still looks damn cute together. Okay, and I also have this in other colors along with other sexy lingerie. Now, let's get to the callers. Caller. Tommy, what's good? I mean, you might.
Hey, Neek.
Hey.
Listen, I'm kind of shocked that they followed up with an arrest, because to me, if that video did not come out of Shanquila being assaulted, they would have covered this up, because Mexico, they would do anything to protect their tourists, their revenue stream for tourism, because the white people used to party there a lot, but ever since I think it was the end of 2019, there was a Mormon family that was killed unalived by the cartel, and that really hurt their revenue stream of tourism. So I'm just very happy that the arrest has been made, and she should get life.
Okay.
She should serve life in prison. Shame on her, and I hope those friends get arrested as well, because I believe that they were in on this. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tommy, for coming on. I'm gonna get back to the calls in a second, but I wanted to, before I forgot, remind you guys of this story that I seen, and it's getting bad out here. Okay, those of you guys who are traveling, be very careful. There is reports of a couple of young adults it was 3 young adults who went to Mexico, and when they went to Mexico, I believe like the water heater or the gas heater had been installed incorrectly, and they died of carbon monoxide. If you can go to your local Walmart, if you're going to like an Airbnb or something like that, there has been multiple stories of people going in Airbnbs and passing away from carbon monoxide. They sell portable carbon monoxide detectors at Walmart. Okay? And you could get it on Walmart, Amazon, things like that. So that's just something that you can, slip in your luggage if you so choose to go. Now, another thing that I wanted you guys to be aware of, and I'm going to get to the callers, but, I will get to talking to y'all and I will forget, and I really want to get this information out. If you are dark skinned, like myself, like some of your family members, or if you are traveling to the Dominican Republic and you are dark skinned, you might want to second guess going there right now. Right now is not a good time to go to the Dominican Republic if you are dark skinned. Now, over on the Dominican Republic, they are having a huge problem with Haitian immigrants coming to the Dominican Republic, okay? And as a protocol to eliminate Haitians from coming into the Dominican Republic are targeting dark-skinned people, whether you are legal or otherwise. Who said no, it's not? Oh, y'all thought I didn't have the receipts for that? Okay, let me pull up the receipts since y'all want to tell me I don't know. What are we talking about? What do you mean no, it's not? No, what's not? No, what's not? So let's go to The Guardian. And let me pull that up because I want to make y'all aware before I forget. So this is The Guardian newspaper. You see that? The Guardian news. Okay? And you see that right there? Do you see this picture? This is all of the people and citizens that they are detaining in the Dominican Republic. Okay? So, per this article, they are specifically targeting dark-skinned individuals, whether you are Haitian, legal, or not. I had a conversation with my friend, and my friend was like, oh, well, I'm not Haitian, so I should be fine. Okay, take your dark-skinned ass over there and fuck around and find out. Okay? It says, U.S. warns its darker-skinned citizens of the Dominican Republic's migrant crackdown. Haitian migrants are being deported from the Caribbean country, and authorities seem to be targeting people based on their appearance. U.S. officials in the Dominican Republic are warning dark-skinned Americans they are at risk of being swept up in the country's crackdown on Haitian migrants. The advice from the U.S. Embassy in Santo Domingo suggests that authorities there are using a person's appearance, your dark skin, as criteria for detention of those suspected of being in the country illegally. Okay, it says the Dominican Republic says it has deported 43,000 migrants, mostly Haitians, between July and October. Now, if you go down in the article, it talks about how even if you have legal standing to be there, those people are also being swept up as well. Let me try to find it. Because it says even U.S. citizens, it says, okay, here we go right here, this line right here. In some cases, authorities have not respected these individuals who have legal status in the Dominican Republic or nationality. These actions may lead to increased interaction with Dominican authorities, especially for darker-skinned U.S. citizens and U.S. citizens of African descent. It goes on to warn of reports of detainees being held without the ability to challenge their detention and without access to food or restroom facilities, sometimes for days at a time. So I say that to say, you want to think that, oh, I'm not Haitian, I'm going to go over there, I got my papers. Well, some people have legal standing and they don't even have the opportunity to challenge their arrest and say, hey, I'm not supposed to be in this sweep up. So take your butt over there right now while this is going on if you want to, and fuck around and find out. But I wanted to make sure that I told y'all that, because that is very important before I continue. But let me go to the live callers right now. My bad. Now let me go to the live callers. All right. Meditation?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what are your thoughts on Shanquila and the arrest?
To everybody, first of all, I'm actually from the city where she's from. Word is, all this shit that y'all talking right now on this internet.
Limit the curse words. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. All this stuff that y'all talking right now on this internet bull crap, this app right now, it needs to stop. Because the reason being is, yes, it's not right for her to be dead, but homegirl did some foul-ish before she was dead. When I say foul-ish, that means word on the street is, and I'm from the city.
Okay, we're not gonna go with if you don't got firsthand knowledge of, I was there in the room and I got witness to this and I know this for a fact, we not gonna go with what the rumor is, because you ain't no better than the people on the internet spreading rumors. Now, you mad about all of the bull crap about what people are saying, but then you was about to come spread bull crap that you heard on the streets and you ain't even got firsthand knowledge of. Child, we trying to eliminate. If we trying to eliminate the BS being spread, that includes you coming on here talking about some hearsay word on the curb. My friend, sister, baby cousin Tracy told me that this possibly was the child. Stop. Keisha, please don't come with rumors. Let me know what you think about the arrest and the factual things that we could talk about, child.
Yes. Hi, Neek. I
Hi.
love your platform. Get them
Hey.
together, sis. You got to get them together because this is a different demographic that's going on over here on your page. And Neek at night don't almost play that.
Yeah,
But
child.
to to the situation that's going on, I feel that all parties should be arrested.
Okay.
If it's accessory after the fact or premeditated, like you said before, it doesn't matter what she did. You do not take matters in your own hand. And the fact of the matter is, everybody have done something before, and that whole little circle, that whole entire circle, the six, it just looks, it just gives me
Wait,
it
wait,
just
wait. I'm
gives
gonna
me
pause
those.
you. Somebody said I allowed Geraldo to spew his speculations. I gave y'all a disclaimer before I played Geraldo and after I played Geraldo. I told y'all he was giving y'all speculations, and I told y'all that, and I'm not the one interviewing Geraldo because I would have asked him speculations. I would only ask him facts, Miss person in the chat. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Let me stop. Let me stop reading the chat, y'all, because they be saying stuff when I gave disclaimers and told y'all that Geraldo was giving y'all speculation. Then you gonna say I allowed
Exactly.
Geraldo to give speculation like I'm the one interviewing Geraldo. I ain't interviewing that man or talking to him. Or anyways, child. See, you're gonna raise my blood pressure, child. Go ahead, Keisha. Sorry,
Don't
I'm
do it. You too cute in your silk and your pink. But I know you have other callers. I'm gonna get off. But like I said, it's the fact that you think you're so slick, and they would have thought they would have got away with it.
mm-hmm.
Everybody should be held accountable. I don't care if it's a misdemeanor, a felony, whatever. Those other five, those other six left a dead body at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day and returned back to the United States. So keep doing what you're doing, sis. You give out facts. The receipts that you just gave on the Dominican Republican. Thank you, because you know everybody finna try to go over there again BBLs because they don't got this Black Friday deal or whatever. But see how you don't put that out there because they'll be
Yeah.
stuck over there. But take care, sis. Happy holidays.
All right. Bye. Somebody said, Nick, I wanted to hear word on the street. It is a nasty rumor, and I'm not gonna allow somebody to spread it. If you want to know what the word on the street is, it's look up these other bloggers' channels. I'm sure they repeating it. Bree.
Hey, Neat. Can you
Hey.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say I appreciate you putting this like out and being live with this because we don't get enough of coverage when it comes down to our people, our skin colors. So I appreciate you covering this fact. But I do think that everybody should be arrested, every single person inside this situation. And I can't say I'm not a prosecutor or anything like that, how long a person should get, but I think that they should literally hunt these people down because that was really nasty what they did to her, despite any other rumor what she did to anybody in the past. It's not up to us to judge or decide that, her fate and what she did. A rumor is a rumor or whatever. So, if you got a problem with a person, take them to court. That's how I feel. People go to court for small things, cutting grass and chopping off flowers and a dog or whatever. So she did somebody bad, take them to court, but don't get on the internet spreading rumors when she has just lost her life. And I want to speak in that Dominican Republic. I've been reading on that for a few months now, since about like July, and that is like a really big thing. And that's not the only country that's doing that. So I also appreciate you for putting that information out because that's like a really big thing now. And people, we're so quick to travel, whenever we save the money and get ready to go, but we need to do more research on places we're wanting to go because everybody don't want to accept people that look like us.
Right.
And so I appreciate everything you did. I'm a long time night owl. Love you. Good night.
All right. Good night. Good night. Bella.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Hey.
Well, I'm glad that someone was arrested. And I think that until all of them are arrested or until the FBI or whoever speaks to all of them, we're not going to know the real story. It seems like that reporter is speculating, people on YouTube are speculating. So we really don't know what happened. And I think and even though this may be an unpopular opinion, because there's so many contradictions in the things that we saw as far as her time of death, when she was pronounced deceased on one piece of paper and another piece of paper says something else. Then she was getting CPR, then she wasn't getting CPR, then a friend gave her CPR. You know, I think that unfortunately these people may not even get a fair trial if they go to Mexico. I know that everybody. Oh, I'm sorry.
I heard there was an article stating, and I haven't verified it. And see, the difference is I'm not gonna tell y'all a fact. I'm gonna tell y'all if it's speculation or if But that there was an issue where the judges were not showing up in Mexico.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
You seen that?
But I think I saw that too. But I think that's the thing. Is like there's a lot of corruption, and on another blogger's YouTube, before any of this came to this point, I remember saying the U.S. is not going to be able to do them anything. It wouldn't be until Mexico says that a crime actually happened that any extradition can take place. People in the chat were going crazy. Oh, that's not true. That's not 13. I worked for the government for 13 years and I work for one of the biggest agencies. All I do is write policies and procedures. So until Mexico changed it to her cause of death was, you know, something violent, there was nothing the U.S. could do. The FBI can't just go say that they want to do something because it was American citizens. That is not how the law works, period. But I think that Mexico seems like they're speculating and they're only moving because this case became so big.
Right.
You know, it just seems like everybody is saying anything at this point. And until we hear from the people who are actually there, which even that may still be a lie, we're not going to really know what happened in that room, how this happened, or whatever actually went down. We just do not know. We can't tell from an 18-second video what happened. And that's not to, you know, I know before people were trying to say that you are making excuses for them. No, it's just the truth. We do not know what happened. You know, like that's the bottom line. We don't know what happened until we hear from these individuals. And although people may say they're stupid, they're smart for not talking because people are already running with things that aren't true. So if they were talking like this fake video of Winter, we don't even know that's her. You've never heard her voice before, but people are replaying it like, oh, listen to her talk. How do we even know how this young lady sounds? We don't even know her. But, you know, people are just running with all this. And I just don't think that they'll get a fair trial if they get extradited to Mexico. And I think that Mexico is just saying whatever it takes to get the heat off of them because they said there was no foul play involved initially. Mm-hmm. So that's all I really have to say. You know, I hope her family gets justice, but I think it's just going to be, they're going to accuse someone so that this could be over, so people can stop talking about it, whether they have the right information or not. And that's just my opinion.
All right. Thank you for coming on, Bella. The missus. Unmute your mic.
Oh, hey, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm at work listening and everything like that. But I do want to say that your work is really awesome. I love it. You look cute. You always look cute. I will go and support the website. But I do want to say this. Matters if there is speculation of, you know, whatever happened in the streets, we don't know. At the end of the day, this lady, she died and she didn't have to die. That was really wrong, the way that they did her. And they supposed to be your friends. They talking about if she, the Winters girl saying, well, if it was my friend, we gonna fight it out. Now that ain't how me and my friends roll. If we gonna do all that, we gonna talk about it. But to make a long story short, I think that all of them need to be prosecuted. The people that was there in the room, the ones who were recording it, all of them need to be prosecuted. It's like if you rob a bank and they say, well, you're accessory to a crime, I believe that you need to be charged for it. Matters that. But I'm not gonna hold you up, and I thank you for your time. Y'all have a good night.
All right, thank you so much. Ebonique speaks. Ebonique speaks. Unmute your mic. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, we'll come back. Boasting and bragging.
Hi, Nick.
Hey.
I just wanted to clear something up. You read a comment under your post that I believe you got from me, And I just wanted to let you know where I got that from.
What was that?
About the $17,000.
I already know where you got it from. You don't have to tell me where you got that from.
Okay, because a lot of what people are rumored is in the, Mexican reports of whatever supposed to happen over there, but in that reporter's interview, that's where the Charlotte News is getting their information from, that same reporter.
Right.
Now here
that's why I gave a disclaimer when I came live. Maybe you didn't catch me. I said the reporter is, even in his reporting, speculating and saying some things that is.
I mean, if in any investigation, everything is speculation until it's proven to be true. You investigate to find out what's true and what's not true. But he also said in another interview that they were investigating the government there for not doing the proper steps in that case, and that people were coming up dead. Now, I don't know why he wasn't talking as much in the interview that you just showed, but he has, other interviews where he's talking a little, maybe it was a language barrier, but he's talking a little more in other interviews. Right. So.
And the words that I seen him use, even when the 17,000 was mentioned, was, they might have possibly took.
Yeah, that's what I said in my comment.
Yeah, he said they might have possibly. He never even said that he knew for a fact, and then people ran with it and said, "Oh, well, they took this."
But he said the amount was possibly 17,000. He didn't say that they possibly took, because
he said they possibly took 17,000 out of her luggage, and if the family don't even know about a 10,000, how is there a 17,000 also being taken?
I mean, because I'm sure it's a lot that they don't know about. If I take money somewhere, I don't call my family or my mom and say, "Hey, I'm taking this amount of money with me." But for some reason,
but your family is gonna know if you have that type of money on you. But for what reason would you need that amount of cash on you when we have debit cards and things like that?
I mean, it's a lot of people carry cash to floss or whatever. I don't know. She might have been handing it out. I have an uncle, every time we go on vacation, he take all cash and stack it up and take it with us.
How old is your uncle?
48, 46.
Okay, what 25-year-old do you know that's things like that? That's female.
I mean, look at the internet. You see people with money to their ear. You see people throwing money. You see, but either way, for some reason, the doctor didn't report that she had busted blood vessel on her eye, busted lips, when her parents even reported that it was visual to them that she had been beat up without even getting a report. So how or why would they not report that in the police report? Or why would the doctor not notice that as soon as she looked at her?
So because they didn't report that, they stole the 17,000. Is that what you?
No, I'm just saying it's something. It's the water ain't clean with what's going on with their government and with their police or with the doctor, because that don't make sense.
Okay.
You can't override a doctor. I can't go tell a doctor it's not that, it's this. They're the professional. They have the degree. They went to school. They're the ones that is supposed to diagnose what's going on, not someone telling them.
Okay. Did you put into the equation that this was Mexico?
Right, but I mean, even in Mexico, you still are a professional.
In Mexico, did you put in the equation of the common sense of how things work here in the U.S. and how protocol normally would go here? Did you put into the equation? I'm talking about Mexico.
Right. A doctor is you still have requirements to be a doctor in Mexico. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to apply to be a doctor." I'm just going to go say, "Oh, I want to apply for this job to be a doctor." You still have to learn certain things, and it's not like you could just go be a doctor in Mexico. So that's what I'm saying. Even though they were in Mexico, she still is a professional. She still should be able to diagnose what's wrong with somebody, just like the autopsy. I mean, you if a person who doesn't have any training could look at someone and say, oh, they got a bruised lip, they got a busted vessel in their eye, and know, why couldn't she? None of that was written down.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add on to that?
No, I'm just seeing how it plays out.
Okay. All right.
All right, bye.
All right. The only thing I have to say to that is I don't know why there are discrepancies in the report. The reason that there are discrepancies in the report is why I wouldn't take either report as face value 100%. I would go with the autopsy that the family independently got, that the results have not came out yet. Okay? So to my knowledge, the family independently got an autopsy, and to my knowledge, the results are still pending. To my knowledge, a toxicology report takes time to come out as well, and I think the toxicology report is like the longest that it takes. So for me, a lot of people are saying, well, okay, because this doesn't, this, we already see that there is a discrepancy on the report of what happened and a discrepancy on the death certificate. So for me, that would say none of this shit is solid information, and we should possibly wait for the actual independent autopsy of the family that they got. Okay? And we then, once we have that autopsy, the death, then we can come to a conclusion. But trying to make solid points on already conflicting information that shows two polar opposite things is like, that's where I kind of tune out, because it's like, some of this stuff sounds like it's being lost and translated. Some of this stuff is going from Spanish to English, a language barrier. A translator has to translate it. And so some of this stuff sounds lost in translation, period, adding in Mexico. So for me, I mean, I don't know. I don't really just say, oh, well, this is proof of this and that, as there has been conflicting reports. So that's why I just warn you guys, like, listen, it's so much conflicting stuff. We're going to keep it to what you think from the information that we do have, based on what we seen on video, based on the things that we can likely corroborate. What do you think should happen to Daejanae? That's the question. AJ?
Hi, how are you?
Yes.
First, I appreciate the way you cover this in an unbiased manner. I was hoping to be able to come on. I'm a nurse, and I hope you allow me to try to explain some of the discrepancies.
Thank you. Please, will you?
One, like you just said, we have to keep in mind we're talking about two different countries. The medical requirements for people in the United States are not the same as medical requirements in Mexico.
That's why a lot of people, sorry, I'm gonna let you finish, but I just want to point out this real quick. That's why a lot of people opt out of doing medical procedures in America, because the policies are more lenient in Mexico. They have BBL requirements and all that, to where they can only suck out so much in America. But if you go to these third world countries, they're damn near have you all the way sucked to your skeleton, even though it could kill you. You know?
Absolutely.
But go ahead.
And
let me let you explain.
I traveled the country doing nursing, so I've been a bunch of places. As far as the discrepancy in reports, the last young lady was saying discrepancy report. You have to remember, a medical record is very different than a death certificate. The things that you find on a medical record, you're not going to find on the death certificate. Only thing you're going to find on a death report is cause of death. There's no reason to put a busted vein in the eye or a busted lip on a death certificate because it's not a cause of death.
Well, she wasn't talking about the death certificate. She was talking about the police report. The police report didn't report the busted lip.
Police reports don't have medical stuff on them unless it's pertinent to an investigation. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to have that medical expertise to be able to put that in a report. You will not find that kind of stuff in a police report. Also, just to add, all bruises and things like that do not show up at times. Sometimes they take hours and days to show up. You don't always have a bruise or a swelling from a busted lip. It doesn't always happen right when it happens. Sometimes it takes hours and days. That's number two. With the conflicting of times of death, you always got to go with the autopsy, not the police report. Police reports, there is a difference between did the police say when she stopped breathing versus when her heart stopped. Those are two different times. And stop breathing is not considered death. Stop breathing is when your heart stops and your brain stops. If they are off, if they are in a hotel, they can't accurately tell you either of those. It's speculation, the word of the hour. It'll be speculation. So in a police report, time of death is commonly, even in America, is commonly speculation. The true time of death is usually given by the autopsy report. That's usually the accurate one. But again, our guidelines of what we do, time of death and all of that is very different than what they do in Mexico. They're more lenient than we are. We have to be more accurate. They don't. And the whole thing with the dude coming up, I was sitting here waiting and I got an attitude because I'm like, what does that have to do with her being killed in Mexico? I could care less what she did in Charlotte. She was killed in Mexico. For what? Like, it looks even crazier if you talk about she should have got harmed in Mexico because of something she did in Charlotte. Like, what do you, like, talk about timing. That was just horrible timing. Like, why is it important now to disparage this girl after she's been killed? Like, why is that a thing? Anyway, moving on. The other thing I want to say, right now, the charges they have out is femicide. In Mexico, femicide, the minimum is 20 years. That's the minimum she could get if they keep it at femicide. There is no such thing as a fair trial in Mexico. One of the other issues is we're translating laws from the United States to Mexico, and we can't do that. Our laws, innocent to proven guilty, all of that stuff, they don't care about that stuff in Mexico. Mexico is going to do what Mexico does, and it has nothing to do with the American law. The other young lady was right who said she worked for the government. Our government could not do anything until Mexico said that it was foul play. Until then, it was what it was. But I just wanted to try to clear up some of the discrepancies that's going on with the medical. The other problem is people are saying doctor and nurse. I don't know that I believe that the medical people that were at that villa were doctors or nurses. There are a lot of other medical professionals that do house calls. They're not always doctors and nurses, meaning that they have less experience and teaching and learning than doctors and nurses. So there's certain things that a doctor or a nurse would notice that they would not notice. We're calling these people doctors and nurses. Like here in America, nurses' aides get called nurses all the time. They're not nurses. So do we actually know that the people we're calling doctors and nurses, that's exactly what they were? I feel like in this whole situation, especially because it happened in another country, we all should just be gathering information because the way information happened, I don't think we have the whole story.
We definitely don't have the whole story.
I don't know that we'll ever get the whole story either, but I don't think that people should be putting out stuff like they putting out facts. Oh, and one more thing, and I'm gonna let you go. Sorry. The thing with the money, that is something that's easily solved. All anybody has, if the family wants to know how much money she had, all they have to do is go to customs. Because whatever she left with, that's what she had. If she didn't leave with thousands, customs will have that report as to how much money she left before? What did she declare before leaving the United States?
All right.
But thank you very much. I appreciate what you do and keeping these people in check.
All right. Peace out.
Okay.
Meditation. I thought I let you go, and you are still here.
All right, so I'm not going to go into to what you think that I'm going to go into, but I'll say this on the fact of them being arrested. Okay, they're arrested, but I'm not going to go into why I feel like justice was solved. Because of the fact of the matter is, she was wrong, they was wrong. She did some dirt, they did some dirt to her. She got what she deserved. I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
At this point, I feel like enough with the calls. Okay, I can't do no more. Okay, I cannot. Child, what? That's a sign that the calls, we just got to end the calls at that point. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys came in late, I am running a sale on my website, www.neekatnight.com. Okay? You can get 50% off on your purchase of lingerie or pajamas with the code Cyber Week. Y'all want me to answer one more call or what? Because the most I could do is one more. Y'all want one more call or just end the calls? Let me know. The most I could do is one more. I can't take much more after that. One more call or no calls? Nope, no. All right, I'm gonna take the first few as it. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. We're gonna leave it at that. I see yes, no. One. Okay, one. We're just gonna do one, and that's it. Let me see. Let me pick. All right, Buttercup, you the last one.
Yes. Hi, Neek. How are you?
Hey.
So listen, Neek, I just want to say it's very horrible what I am seeing in these comments. I don't care what Shanquila, if I'm saying her name correctly, did. A life it has been taken over what, Neek? What did she do? We all have committed or did something wrong in our life. I don't care how small it is. What did this young lady do that her life was taken? This reminds me of the girl that got killed in Rosemont, hanging